Hello, my name is David Handler, and I'm a violinist, a violin teacher, and a dad. And I'm going to read you a story today, and it's called The Man with the Violin. It was written by Kathy Stinson and illustrated by Dusan Petrasic. Oh, hi, Pid. I didn't know you were there. How are you today?
Good. Can I hear the story too?
That would be fun. And so it begins. Dylan was someone who noticed things. His mom was someone who didn't.
Ooh, there's a man reading a newspaper upside down. Ooh, and a kitty cat with a bone. That's funny. And and a 5 that's backwards.
Over here?
She really is pulling him away.
Yeah, she seems to be in a big hurry.
No wonder she doesn't notice things.
One Friday in January was a day like any other until. Looks like they're hurrying through a busy train station. Until music. The high notes soar to the ceiling. The low notes swoop to the floor. All the notes swirl and sweep around the blur of people rushing here and there. The music is telling an exciting story. It makes the hairs on the back of Dylan's neck tickle. Mom, wait!
Look how pretty it is. It looks like a rainbow. Must be really beautiful music.
Swirling through the air.
I wish I could hear that music.
The man with the violin sways this way and that. His fingers move quickly. His bow dances across the strings. The skittering notes make Dylan want to dance too. Then the music slows and the man's eyes close as if the music is carrying him from the bustle to somewhere far away. Please, Mom, can we stop? Please? If only they could listen for even a minute. Not today.
Why would she let him listen?
I guess she's in too big a hurry. The man with the violin leans forward. His music makes Dylan's skin hum. Someone begins shouting, blibbity blobbity, blah, blah, blah. Dylan listens to the musician trying to hear.
What does blibbity blobbity blah blah blah
I
mean?
guess that's what the sound of this grown-up's voice sounded like, talking about something he wasn't interested in while he was trying to listen. From the violin comes the saddest sound he has ever heard. The man turns in his direction. Their eyes lock, but the escalator pulls Dylan down, 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 and away. Bursting out of the tunnel, a loud clattering. Dylan strains to hear the music, but grumble, rumble, the train gobbles up the faint notes with a roar.
Oh, I've been to places like that in New York City. Trains that go in the subway, yeah.
And they go through tunnels under the ground. All day, the music Dylan heard that morning plays in his head.
Why does it look like he's floating?
Oh, I think the music makes him really happy, and the sound of the music floating in the air, maybe it makes him feel like he's floating too. On the way home, he says, Mom, do you think maybe that man will still be there? His mom says, What man?
Look at all that bad, ugly sound. There's a man making a sneezy sound and a baby crying sound. And over here, there's a lady talking really loud sound and a snoring man sound. Not as pretty as the music sound. Nope.
Rain patters, dishes clatter, a voice on the radio drones on and on until suddenly, music, telling a story that makes the apartment bigger and brighter, and Dylan shouts, "That's the man in the station!"
I know it. There's the rainbow sound again. It must be the man. It sounds beautiful.
The music fades. The voice on the radio says, "Today, over 1,000 people had the chance to hear one of the finest musicians in the world. Joshua Bell was playing some of the most elegant music ever written on one of the most valuable violins ever made. Yet few people listened for even a minute." Dylan says, "I knew it. We should have stopped. We should have listened." Into a pot of bubbling water spills the spaghetti.
They should have listened. They should have. Then maybe she wouldn't have spilled the spaghetti.
Again, the musical story slips and slides through the air, and Dylan can almost see the man with the violin standing on tiptoes to reach the high notes.
We'll listen to music from now on.
I don't know. It looks like she's kind of getting interested there. We'll have to see. "Dylan, you're right." His mom turns up the radio. Loud and sweet, the music fills every corner of the apartment. And together, Dylan and his mom danced. Together, they listened.
Yay! Hooray! She did listen. Yay!
That's the end of the story. So in the back of the book is some more information about Joshua Bell.
Can we hear about
We
it?
can, and here it goes. So is Joshua Bell a real person? Yes, he is. Actually,
Did you meet him?
I actually did meet him. I was in New York City and got on an elevator in a business building going to a violin shop, and Joshua Bell was in the elevator. And I had my violin, and so he asked me where I was from, and I told him, and we talked about the violin that I had, and he was a very nice man.
Ooh.
Yes, Joshua Bell is a real person. He was born December 9th, 1967 in Bloomington, Indiana. When he was 4 years old, he tried to make music like he heard on his parents' records by plucking rubber bands that he strung across the handles of dresser drawers. His parents signed him up for violin lessons right away. An early song he taught himself to play was the Sesame Street theme song. Oh, here he is with rubber bands on the dresser drawer. Doink, doink.
Looks like he's a kid right there.
Yep. By the time he was 7, he played so well he got to perform with the Bloomington Symphony Orchestra and was taking lessons at Indiana University.
Hey, didn't you go to school there?
I did for about a year. I went to that music school. At 12, he was very serious about his music, but he loved playing tennis and computer games too. Many musicians dream all their lives of playing at Carnegie Hall. Joshua Bell first played there when he was just 17.
Didn't you play at Carnegie
I
Hall?
did. I played at Carnegie Hall when I got older. I played as a member of a symphony orchestra. But he was just a kid when he played at Carnegie Hall, and he played there as a soloist. So it was a big deal. Then he went to Europe to give concerts in cities where people had already heard what a great violinist he was. Since then, he has given concerts all over the world. He has made over 40 CDs and has often appeared on television. His favorite TV appearance was on Sesame. What do you have there, Pid? Oh, here are two CDs from Joshua Bell. This one is called The Romance of the Violin. It has lots of beautiful violin songs on it, and we used to play this for my kid.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That's right.
I was there.
You're my kid's friend. We would play this CD when my kid was going to sleep. And here's one of Joshua Bell playing the Tchaikovsky Violin Concerto with an orchestra. Actually, I played in an orchestra one time when Joshua Bell played a concerto with us. He's a really great violinist. His favorite TV appearance was on Sesame Street when he got to play Sing After Me with Telly Monster on tuba. Someone once said Joshua Bell played violin like a god.
Guess what?
What, Pid?
My aunt was on Sesame Street.
Really?
Yeah, Miss Piggy.
You're related to Miss Piggy. I guess that makes sense now that I think about it.
Yep. She's famous.
Yep. Okay, this next section was written by Joshua Bell about playing in the subway station. In January of 2007, over 1,000 people heard me play my violin in L'Enfant Plaza metro station in Washington, D.C., but very few actually listened. Among those who tried were several children, and I clearly remember them turning their heads, straining to listen while their parents dragged them away, hurrying to get to their destination. Music requires imagination and curiosity, two things that children have aplenty, and I believe the world would be a better place if every child's innate appreciation for music were fostered both in school and at home. My own parents always believed that music was every bit as important in life as mathematics and language, and I will be forever grateful to them for giving me the gift of music in the form of a violin when I was 4 years old. Plato is often credited as saying music gives soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. I couldn't agree more. Joshua Bell, March 2013. That's the end. Yes, Pid.
Can we read that story again?
We can. That would be really nice.
And can we read it with the CD?
We could do that. That would be nice too. Then we would get to hear the music like the boy in the story heard.
Yay!
Yay! Thank you.
Bye-bye.